My name is CJ Cruz, and I'm going to be the next sole survivor.
Sole survivor!
I'm a military brat. My dad served in the US Navy, which meant that I grew up living all around the world. I went to 10 different schools growing up, which is a huge part of who I am, because when you're uprooted from your norm and put into new schools in new states and new countries all of the time, it really teaches you how to adapt and thrive at whatever situation that you're thrown into. Basically, I'm saying that I used my roguish Filipino charms to get by. I'm known in many countries as the Caucasian Asian persuasion. There were a lot of times where I got to a new school and everybody knew everybody, but nobody knew me. When I was in situations like that, it was a lot like Survivor, actually. I had to play from the bottom, and I had to win people over. And I did a really freaking good job of living like that. I'm currently living out my dreams, studying at Duke University. I'm double majoring in psychology and theater, which, by the way, psychology is all about getting inside of people's heads, and theater is all about being super performative, so I feel like that's the perfect combination for the greatest social experiment ever televised. Jeff Probst, please, for the love of God, put me on the show. One of the ways that I won people over growing up was by being a super big performative goofball. I love songwriting, I love doing improv comedy, I do stand-up as well, I make dumb videos with my friends. There was one school I was at where I was just known as the Rubik's Cube kid. Like, I would sit at a lunch table and solve a Rubik's Cube every day and people would gather around me. That was a weird one. I'm a performer at heart, it's how I thrive, and I would definitely bring that into the game. Another big thing about me is that I am a actual literal survivor of a serious health condition. Growing up, I had a rare chest wall deformity called sternomanubrial fusion. It was a condition that pushed my sternum into my heart and lungs and made it incredibly difficult to breathe. It's a condition that, if worse enough, can actually be fatal. I'm lucky enough to have been able to have had surgery for it. It was a pretty intense open chest surgery, and it gave me a new lease on life. It made it so that I could breathe again, and plus it gave me this super badass chest scar that looks way cooler than my actual personality is. If I can survive moving around to all over the world in different social situations my entire life and surviving freaking open chest surgery, then I can survive 39 days on Survivor. I've got this, Jeff! Get me on the island! I'm like Tyson mixed with Keith Nail mixed with Yule in the body of Cochran mixed with Timothy Chalamet, but Filipino. I want to be the first Filipino winner of Survivor. And at the voting confessionals, during my voting confessional, I want to say Mangantana, which means it's time to eat. I think that'd be really cool. I want to play and win Survivor because of my parents. They are two people who have never put a limit on my dreams. They've never stopped me from doing anything that I wanted to do. I really think I'd be good at Survivor. I really do. I've basically been planning it my whole life already.